So, with the recent media outbreak and all of these scandals, including sexual harassment from both notable public figures to politicians and to famous actors and even actresses that have been around for a long time, I really think that this is more of a trend in media rather than an actual problem happening. And I say that because it first started, Harvey Weinstein was accused of sexual harassment from multiple people. And I think this almost lit a fire and just triggered more and more people to come forward and say, hey, I know this notable figure. And way back when, 30, 40, 20 years ago, they did this, and this to me, and I felt uncomfortable about it. And I think it just brings a lot of attention to this individual that's coming out and making these accusations. And so I think that just really lights a fire for other people who may have had an experience that wasn't quite up to that, but they kind of want to just make a story about themselves as well. It's almost like a drama fest that people just want to be involved in. I think that it is the media's job to cover this and to make people aware of what's going on, especially in Hollywood, where these are the most notable figures that people know of. But I also think that it's being a little sensationalized because it is just a trend that's going on right now. And I think that it's a trend that people are abusing at times. When you make these kinds of accusations about someone, it can completely destroy their life. And we've been seeing Kevin Spacey come out and say, I'm horrified by these accusations, but also, I think it's time to make known to the public that I'm gay. And he lost his show that was so popular, and he is just being completely bashed in Hollywood. And, his career that he's worked so hard for, and he's been around forever, been in a bunch of incredible movies that people are going to know for years. Now that's all over for him, and his career is plummeting. And especially you look at Harvey Weinstein, no one can take him seriously anymore. His career is just over. And I think the media have a job to tell the story, but I think when it comes to sensitive material like this, it's something that they need to be really careful with about how they publish it or how they portray these people. Because if you're not careful, you can completely destroy someone's reputation. And, in the world that we live in now, one negative thing comes out about a person and their life is over. So, no, I mean, not literally, but figuratively, their career is over. They lose the respect of the public. And, you look at Roy Moore out of Alabama, his entire campaign just went down the hill, and he had to resign and step out of office, step out of his campaigns. And I think those situations are just very unfortunate for these people. So I think the media have a job to tell the story, but they have to be really careful with sensitive things like this, because the media, I feel, is one of the most powerful sources, if not the most powerful. And so people look at the media and that's immediately what they think. And whatever a media outlet says, that can automatically affect this person's life. And just not only how they are in the present, but what it's going to be like in the future, what it's going to be like for their family, for their friends, if they have children, if they have a wife with her family. And it's just, I think it's just a horrible trend that's going on right now. And I feel like every day we wake up and hear another story about a public figure having done something wrong in the past, and it's just now being leaked out. So I think it is a very important job for the media to cover, but it's also very sensitive. And I think as a professional in the media world, you have to know how to cover sensitive material, and you have to know where the line is, whether you're crossing boundaries or if you're staying in the safe zone. So I don't necessarily think being in the media requires you to play it safe at all times, but it does require you to play it responsibly. And you have to keep in mind these people's lives and their families when you publish something. It's not all about just telling a good story. It's also about telling the right story and having those ethics and those morals when it comes to media.